Adlet was an ugly fatso child who watched a demon sacrifice his family at a young age, but managed to escape so he could suffer for the rest of his miserable life. For the next 3 years, he would spend every day starving as he searched for God, wishing to become the strongest man alive. But when God heard his wish, he told him to give up on his worthless dead family, and that he will always be useless for the rest of his life. However, Adlet began crying, saying that he didn't deserve to keep living when everyone else was killed. But after hearing those words, God kicked him with enough force to break his ribcage, launching him back onto the ground. As he struggled to breathe, God screamed at him to smile before kicking him once again, saying that the only way to get stronger is to smile in the face of all the pain. So God kept beating him up, until Adlet was able to smile in the face of death. Throughout the years, he began creating secret weapons to break the laws of physics, and trained until his bones broke, so that one day, he would become one of the 6 heroes that were chosen by the goddess of war, and obtain the power to defeat the demon god when he revived. 4 million years into the future, the tournament for the strongest warrior was about to begin, and the king of the world announced the 2 demigods that would be fighting before the goddess of war. The winner of this duel would get to sleep with the Princess Nashitania, but as he continued speaking, Adlet entered the duel, saying he was the strongest man in the world. However, no one knew his ugly ass, so he offered to challenge both of them at the same time. Neither of the demigods wanted to waste their energy, but as the guards began surrounding him, Adlet began throwing his secret darts, knocking all of them down within 2 seconds. The demigods thought he was a worthy opponent, and attempted to attack him, but Adlet used his superior acrobatics to dodge all of their blows, and evaded their ground-breaking strikes before throwing a container of gasoline onto them. From underneath his vest, he showed hundreds of grenades, and threw them around to create a blinding fog around them. They thought he was a magician, but as he ran closer to strike them down, the air demigod knocked his sword away. But this was all part of his trap to ignite the gasoline on his face. While he was blinded, he broke his arm and knocked him down, crushing his spine. At the same time, the bear demigod was unable to walk from the poisonous spikes he had planted, so before everyone, he announced that he was Adlet Mayer, the strongest man in the world. He asked the goddess if she saw his display to make him one of the chosen heroes, but the demigod tackled him down, and the entire crowd began throwing their food at him. Later that day, Adlet's worthless face was thrown into a jail cell, but before he knew it, a hot blonde girl with massive cannons approached him, saying the way he handled his sword unleashed her floodgates. She begged to feel his sword, but he thought that her face was disgusting, so he shook her hand, and she asked him how he became this powerful. As he told her his depressing life story, he saw her clapping, but the only thing he wanted to be clapping were her nice massive However, she wondered why he kept saying he was the strongest man in the world, so he revealed that he needs to